Hello and welcome to my Arenas Apex Legends tier list for Season 25. The mode is in LTM, but I thought it would still be fun to make a tier list out of it, so let's get into it. So starting off with E tier, we only have one legend in E tier today, and that is Caustic. Caustic, he's fallen off a lot, and he's had his ups and downs. Right now he's in one of his downs. His gas just doesn't do anything, really. The traps, you only get like 4 of them, at least in the redesigned arenas, so it's like you don't even get that many. The only thing it's really useful for is like just using it to smoke or blocking a door. Other than that, there's like nothing Caustic offers. His ultimate is fine. It just doesn't stop the hyper aggressive meta that we are in right now. Like, it doesn't slow them down like at all, at least nearly enough to be meaningful. So Caustic will remain in E tier until he sees any changes. Starting off with D tier, at the bottom we have Seer. Seer also has fallen off a lot, and now is one of the worst characters in the game for any mode. Same with Caustic. His scan is harder to hit, but it's not even rewarding. You get to see the health bar for like a couple seconds, you get a little bit of wall hacks, and they're silenced. But it's not worth it at all. Like, none of those are actually worth it. Like, you could just play an Assault Legend and get that same benefit just by cracking someone. It's just not worth it. His ultimate's mediocre, his heartbeat sensor is fine, but his tactical is just horrible. He's just not a good character anymore, and they have to rework it. Next up in D tier is Gibby. Now, Gibby is a character that's not terrible. He's actually can be pretty good, but in arenas, he doesn't thrive too well. His bubble is fine in some scenarios in arenas. However, you are never pulling off a bubble res. You're just not. His ultimate's obviously going to be okay, and could win you a fight. But since they reduce the amount of rounds you need to win, and you get the every other round, you don't get it that much. So it's like, it's not really worth picking him over other characters who just have better, tacticals and stuff. So he's just not the best in arenas. He's way better for BR. Next up in D tier, or the last one in D tier, is Vantage. Now, I originally put Vantage in like B because I thought maybe she'd be okay. But after playing her, I realized she's still not good. The only map she really is okay on is Encore, because it's open, and snipers are used on that map a lot. So I thought maybe she'd be good, but she's just not the greatest. You're better off just picking a sniper and playing someone better. Vantage is just not that good. Her passive does nothing in arenas. Her tactical is still mediocre, and her ultimate is not that good. Alright, starting off with C tier. At the bottom we have Crypto. Crypto is a decent character in BR. He's had his ups and downs for sure. He's definitely at a decent spot where you can play him and definitely see value if you are talented. But in arenas, he doesn't necessarily thrive because it's a small map. He doesn't have his off the grid or anything, and there's no perks, so he doesn't get any of the benefits from that. You have to wait every other round to get your EMP, which is the only real thing that makes him valuable. The only good thing I think Crypto has for him is this one niche spot on Drop Off, I think the map is called, where you put your drone in the window and it scans people through that, if that still works. But other than that, he's not a viable option, really. Now, next up in C tier is Watson. Now, Watson isn't a bad character, but she suffers from a couple problems. Number one is that there's only 3 maps available right now, and none of them are really that good for her except for like Drop Off. Like, all the control legends kind of suffer from this a little bit. And she only gets like 6 fences or something. It's just, she's not the best, and her ultimate, you don't have any of the perks, you don't have any passives, nothing. So it's like, it's just base Watson, and it's just not the best. Now next up in C tier is Valkyrie. Valkyrie has, ever since her missiles got changed a long time ago, she hasn't been the same. Her missiles are not very good. Her jetpack is okay. It's one of the best vertical movement abilities in the game still, but it doesn't save her because her ultimate is also basically useless. It's just not good. Like, none of her kit, there's no reason to pick her for arenas, in my opinion. Like, the ult, there's just no reason to pop the ult. Like, you should just play someone like Pathfinder, Revenant, Octane even, to get to the materials faster or whatever, but Valkyrie does not provide anything really other than her missiles. Now last in C tier is Octane. Octane is bad in both BR and arenas because Octane still suffers from his own tactical, draining health from him, making it harder to win fights because he's just losing health by himself. The pad is fine. The regeneration of health in arenas is okay, especially because you don't have as much time to reset. But other than that, Octane's still pretty bad. I think Octane just needs buffs. He needs a rework because his stim, at the very least, needs a rework. Because his stim, as long as it damages himself, he's just going to remain a bad character. Now, for B tier, I had to make a B minus tier because I had so many legends in B tier. So I made a B minus tier for characters I felt like were just a little bit worse than B, but they weren't C. Like, they were still pretty decent options, but there were definitely better options. I just felt like I had to make this tier because I didn't want a million legends in B tier, so I had to kind of split it up a little bit. So B minus tier, starting off, is Loba. Loba is okay. She was better before arenas got redesigned because you could grab the heals as well as the care package with her ultimate. Now you could only get the care package, but since the care package weapons are better, you could argue she's still as good because you can get like EPG and boost kits and stuff. So if you have a Loba on your team, you can guarantee that you get that stuff. Her bracelet's fine. Her passive's useless. There's no perks or anything, so you can't really benefit from any of that. But she's an okay one. I'd say she's good for late game when you want to get those high tier care package items. Next up in B minus tier is Horizon. Now Horizon has fallen from her throne, and arenas doesn't really improve her that much. Her ultimate is still terrible. Her tactical is fine, but you can still get beamed off of it, and her passive not going to be as useful in a smaller map. There's not as much to traverse and stuff. Like, she definitely doesn't thrive in arenas, but she's not the worst pick either. Any movement legend is going to be a solid option. Even like Octane, like any movement character is a really good character. But there's obviously better options, and Horizon is not the best option. Next up in B minus tier is Alter. Now I was interested to see how Alter would perform in arenas because of her Void Nexus being pretty good after all these Alter buffs, but I realized since there's no passives or perks, she's not getting any of those, and on top of that it's a smaller map, so the Void Nexus isn't going to be as good, and her tactical doesn't have much uses, really. It's not really that good. Alter is not that good in arenas. I almost want to put her down and see. Like, I think she just doesn't have many uses in arenas. I think Horizon actually might be better. But I'll keep her in B minus. Her passive also does nothing. There's no death boxes to loot. So she's just mediocre. I honestly think that she might even belong in C tier. Next up in B minus tier is Rampart. Rampart's actually pretty solid in my opinion. Like, the turret is still pretty solid. Her walls, being able to just make cover and fortify areas, is nice. She can definitely be a pretty big threat if you're going against her. The LMG passive is okay, but it's also pretty good because everyone wants to use the devotion, So she's actually pretty good. But she's not the best controller for arenas, in my opinion. But I think she is really a solid option. Next up in B- tier is Bloodhound. Bloodhound actually, in my opinion, is better in arenas than in BR. Because in arenas, you want to know where your enemies are going and if they're spread out. Because that can be really important since it's a 3v3. You can single one out or just know how to strategize based on where the enemies are. And if you just get a scan off right at the beginning of the round, you can already see how this round's going to go, basically. Ultimate, still not great. Passive, kind of useless. But the tactical is useful in arenas, I will say. So I think Bloodhound is a solid option and a bit better in arenas than BR, for me, at least. Okay, starting off with the actual B tier, we have Newcastle. Now, I thought Newcastle was going to be great, but then I forgot no passives, no perks, and still only has a white knockdown shield, meaning he can't do really anything. You have to use your mobile shield as your knockdown shield essentially to make a res even possible. His ultimate doesn't really do that much either in arenas. He's just not that good. I'm like he's still a good character. Like the mobile shield is still a really good ability, which is why he's in B tier, and his res is still good if you pair it with that mobile shield. But if you couldn't move the mobile shield while resing, he would not be as good. So I'm gonna have to keep him in B for now. Next up in B is my boy Mirage. Now, I was really curious to see how much better Mirage would be in arenas now compared to how he was before. Because now he has the Invisi healing, the bonus cloak after reviving, the removal of the blue lights on his arms while reviving. But I was also wondering if they would remove the passives and the perks, which they did. So he was reverted back to a slow revive, which is bad because it gives people more time to find it, and it's a very loud revive. So it just doesn't work as well. The Invisi healing, though, is very, very, very good. In fact, I could probably put him higher, but I'm just going to keep him where he is for now. His ultimate's still pretty freaking good. It's just his res becomes very underwhelming in arenas, in my opinion, because of the no passives and whatnot. Because in Battle Royale, he has the speed revive. So it's a lot easier to pull off. Next up in B tier is, in my opinion, the best controller legend for arenas, Catalyst. Now, Catalyst is better on some maps than others, same with all the other controller legends. But Catalyst is a bit more versatile when it comes to that. I think for drop-off, where she can reinforce the doors, very good. Her traps, like, every controller thrives on that one the most. But I think she has the most versatility out of all the control legends for arenas. Her ultimate's still really good. Her tacticals are still really good. And being able to reinforce doors on some, I think the only map with a door is, oh no, there's a couple other maps with doors, but drop off is the main one. So she's a pretty good option. Now next up in B tier is Wraith. Wraith is a lot better than she used to be, especially because her base phase time got buffed, so it's not as slow as it used to be. So even without the perks and passives, she's still pretty okay. If the perks were somehow implemented, I think she could be better, but it's basically get out of jail free. You can reset, get away. The portal, not that great in arenas. Her passive, completely useless. But the phase is really nice, so that's why she's in B tier. And finishing off B tier with Bangalore. Bangalore is a solid character in basically any mode you play. Like, the smokes are nice, the ult is nice, the passive's amazing. Like, yeah, Bangalore's gotten some nerfs, Digithreat being removed, and just some other nerfs, I guess, like with Bloodhound not being able to see through the smoke and stuff, which also kind of helps Bangalore, and being highlighted, all enemies inside being highlighted is bad for Bangalore and also good for Bangalore. It's weird, but I still think Bangalore is a very solid option for any mode, really. Like, if you are not sure who to play, and you just want someone who's pretty easy to play, Bangalore is a great option. Now, A tier. Starting off with A tier, we have Pathfinder. Now, I thought once Pathfinder got Zipline Zen into his base kit, he was going to be insane and the most played ever, but I haven't seen him that much. And I actually don't think he's that insane in arenas. Obviously, being able to get to the materials faster with the grapple is really good. Just having movement in general is really good. He's still a really great character. I just thought he was going to be like S tier, but no, I'd say he's in a pretty good spot when it comes to arenas. I don't think he's good or bad, you know. Well, no, he is good. He's not good or bad, but he's good. That's for sure. He's not bad. He's great, but not as insane as I thought he would have been. Next up in A tier is Revenant. I was debating whether Revenant or Pathfinder was better until I realized Revenant's ultimate would be way better in arenas than Pathfinder's ultimate, because you don't need to reposition that much in arenas. But Revenant's ultimate is literal extra health, which can just win you the fight. So he's pretty good. And the leap is nice, getting to materials faster, getting to the care package, you know, just having a movement ability is nice. The climbing and faster crouching, nice. Not S tier, but he's still very strong. Now, next up in A tier is Fuse, and I might be a little bit of a weird take because Fuse isn't that good, really. He's more of just annoying. And I feel like pre-redesigned arenas, like in the OG arenas, he would be a lot better because you can just tick through their heals. Because heals are a lot more, you know, scarce. But now with the redesigned arenas, everyone gets a tons of heals right off the rip, so it's like he's not really as good. So I would feel like he's more of a B tier than an A tier, but I do have him in A tier because he can be very strong. He can buy more grenades. His ultimate can be very oppressive, and his knuckle clusters can also be very oppressive. He's just a very solid pick, but maybe not A tier, but I'm going to keep him in A tier for now. Next up in A tier is Maggie. Now, if this was arenas before it got removed, Maggie would be easily S tier, because you would buy the Mozambique, get hammer point rounds, play Maggie, buy Wrecking Ball every round, and win, basically. Now you can't get the hammer point, and with redesigned arenas, you cannot get her ult every round. So she's not as good, but she's still pretty freaking good. Any cover that they have, you can just drill it. The Wrecking Ball is still really good. Her passive with shotguns, like all her abilities work really well in arenas. She's a very aggressive character, and in this game right now, aggressive means good, and in arenas, aggressive also means really freaking good. So she is A tier. Next up in A tier is Conduit. Now, I think this is a good time to say how the meta works. Aggressive means good. Resetting as fast as possible means really good. So if you have someone who can do both, that's really good. Conduit can be very aggressive with her ultimate and her tactical. Like being able to just recharge both of your shields without having to reset is very good. And if you pair this with some of the characters in S tier, Conduit can be nasty. Her and or the other character in A tier is going to be very strong paired with the S tier characters. Finally, we have Lifeline, last of A tier. She is I basically have the same to say about her as I do as Conduit, except she's a little bit better because she has the better revive. She still has the Halo, you know, Doc Drone, because meds take a lot longer to use. I really found myself being able to have time to pop med kits in arenas anyway. So Lifeline is very good in arenas. Paired with the S tier characters, insane. By herself, still really good. Same with Conduit. But if you put her with the really good characters that are about to come up, you have an unstoppable force. And I've also seen people pair Newcastle and Lifeline to have that double revive, action, which also can be pretty good. And make Newcastle a little bit better as just a secondary reviver. But yeah, I think she is the top of A tier for sure. Now on to S tier. We only have 3 legends in S tier, and starting off with the first one is Sparrow. Now, I'm not sure if I have S tier in a particular order. They might all just be really good. I'm not 100% sure how I feel yet. But Sparrow, very good in arenas, especially when OG Arenas was out, because you could buy his ult every single round. For less than a Mirage ult was crazy to me, because his ult can just win you fights. Just win you whole fights. It gives you wall hacks. It's basically just a better Conduit ult. It's like, what more do you need? And the tacticals are so annoying to go against. His passive's great. Like, he's just an amazing character. I think if he was toned down just a wee bit, get him in A tier, that's a perfect spot for him. Next up in S, we have Ashe. Ashe, still really good, and I really don't like going against her because the snare is still really strong even without the perks. Her ultimate, not too amazing, but with the dash and the snare, it just allows for perfect aggression, and she's still an amazing character in arenas. These characters that are in S tier are also S tier in Battle Royale for me. Like, they're still very, very good. So it doesn't really matter. Like, they're good. They're just insane characters. They just need to be toned down a little bit. I think for Ashe, she just needs her snare to be nerfed a little bit. Like, the snare is too strong, especially in Battle Royale. In arenas, she's just really good to be aggressive with, a Sparrow, Lifeline, and the last character I'm about to bring up in Battle Royale or arenas. They're all insane. All of them. Now, finally, last of S tier. Not really going to say top of S tier because all of the ones in S tier are kind of the same ranking for me. But it's Ballistic. Ballistic in arenas is so oppressive. I might even say he's the top of S tier because the Whistler just denies the enemy to play the game. Like, they can't even play. They can't shoot. They can't do anything. And if you're pairing this with Ashe, Sparrow, Lifeline, Conduit, anyone in A tier really, you can just push and absolutely annihilate anybody. And if you have Ballistic ult, you win. You just win. You get free P20s with the sling. You can put like a devotion or something in it probably. Pop his ult, get it gold, and be absolutely disgusting. I hate seeing a Ballistic in my game because it means I'm going to lose probably, especially if they're good. And if you pair Ballistic with Ashe, Sparrow, or anyone in A tier, you're just gonna win. Like, Ballistic, in my opinion, is the heart of any tryhard squad in any arenas game. Like, he he's just so good. He's too strong. I actually will say Ballistic is the top of S tier, and it's absolutely nasty in arenas and BR. But I think he's even better in arenas. Well, that was my tier list. It was all my opinion, and I don't play all these characters a lot, so I'm not 100% sure on these rankings. I did play all of them for this list, and this is just how I felt about them. And also it was hard because OG arenas, redesigned arenas, like some characters were really good, like Maggie in OG arenas, but now not so much because you can't buy her ult every round, and can't buy the same gun every round, stuff like that. So it's just, it was just a fun thing to do. And I just had the idea. I wanted to try something new. Wanted to come back to YouTube. And now I'm going to leave you with a montage of me crashing out trying to get these clips. So, enjoy. Okay, these guys are so fucking lame, dude. Oh my god, these guys are so fucking lame. Remove the devotion. Remove it. Oh, okay. So, how are you not snared? How are you not? How are you not snared? How are you not snared? How are you not snared?
Coming to retrieve you. Closed door here.
Fucking devotion using piece of shit. Oh my god. Devo is crazy, bro. No, bro.
How can you be unemployed and be bad at this game? Jesus Christ.
He's fucking... Wait, good shit. You win those. You win those ballistic. Good shit. He bought an R9 round 1. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because he's ballistic. He's a fucking loser. Yeah. R9 off the fucking rip predator fucking bullshit. Okay, ballistic ult to just stall that shit out. If possible. I'm out of here. See ya. Dude! The fucking bow! The bow! The bow just doesn't work! It just doesn't work! No, God fucking damn it! The bow! Come on, use your head! The fuck you mean? I actually used it. In fact, your Pathfinder's dead. He's dead. He's not coming back. He's fucking dead. So, you and you were almost dead.
Not used to taking ladies off the ground.
Oh fuck. Oh my god,
He's won, please, Bangalore, please, I fucking beg. Bangalore, you better not lose that shit, he's won! Bangalore! Shoot him!